Salvete omnes, I'm Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Bros. 3. In the last episode, we came to World 6, where we found ice physics, everybody's favorite thing in platformers. We also found an awful lot of bottomless pits to fall into, as well as another N-Spade game that, once again, I can't use, because, wouldn't you know it, my inventory's full. So, considering that, and considering the fact that I'm going to have to free up several slots, because not only is there an N-Spade game there, there's also a Mushroom House, a Hammer Brother, and there should actually be another Hammer Brother over there somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this star right now, before heading into 6-5, because, honestly, the stars are rarely ever helpful. And yeah, I know I said I've been saying that I never really use inventory items, but they're practically force-feeding me these items, so if they really want me to use them that bad, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and do that. Anyway, coming into 6-5 with invincibility that I don't really need, we're underground, and there are Buster Beetles. This is an underground stage, and though it has an ice palette, it's not actually slippery. No ice physics to deal with in this one, at least except for that starting area. What we do have to deal with in this one a lot is Buster Beetles. And they can actually be a little bit of a threat in this one, unlike their previous appearances. Also, don't kill that Koopa. You can jump on him, you can despawn him, but you want him to stay alive because you actually need his shell to beat the level. And I'll explain why in a minute here. Venus Fire Trap that's not that likely to hit you, and pipe to the end of the level. By end, I mean the rightmost point here, not actually the exit. Because the way 6-5 works, basically, is it's laid out in two parts, more or less. There's this bottom half, which I just cleared all the enemies out of to make things easier, and there's a top half, where the exit pipe is. To get that exit pipe, you actually have to have a raccoon suit, because you need to fly, and you need to carry this shell while flying. Carry the shell up here, and flick it to those nippers so we'll get rid of them. And there's the exit pipe right there, so we're home free. Or at least we would be. I could just end the level right now, but there's more stuff to get in this one, and I would like it. So coming up here, we find a 1-up, and coming up here we find some coins. Go ahead and smash all of these blocks, and get the coins, and I want to smash exactly 2 more of these blocks, because I want my score to either end in 0-0 or 5-0, and I'll explain why in a bit here. But for now, let's head over to the end of the level. Okay, now it doesn't matter which thing I get, Mushroom Flower or Star, because I already have 2 that don't match, so I'm not going to get more than 1 extra life anyway. And we want that timer to be an odd number. 229 will work. Alright, I think I did it correctly. So we get 1 up, and the Hammer Brother turned into a boat with a Japanese symbol on it. I don't know what that means, but that's an interesting little thing you can do. You can actually make a Hammer Brother, if there are any left on the map, turn into that little boat there. And the way you do it is, your coin count has to be a multiple of 11, and you have to finish the level with either the last 2, well, the tens digit of your score either has to match both digits of your coin count, or else it has to be 5 away from it. And then, depending on whether or not it matches, you have to end the level with either an even or odd amount of time on the timer, because if it's an odd amount of time, then whatever the tens digit of your score is, it'll add 50 to that. So, if I have a score ending in 0-0, and then I end the level with 229 units of time left, then after the score gets done being calculated based on the time, then it'll end in 50. So the digits do match. If you do that successfully, let me check if I make sure I have a slot open. If you do that successfully, you get this little bonus thing. And what is it? It's basically an airship, except instead of having dark, ominous music, it just uses the normal athletic music, and more importantly, it's absolutely packed with coins. Lots and lots of coins, for plenty of lives, or at least maybe 2 lives. It's a nice find when you get this, and actually I'd kind of forgotten about it until I actually triggered it completely accidentally in one of my failed takes. I kind of wish I'd been able to save that one. This episode is actually taking quite a while to record, so I hope this one saves as well. But in any case, that's all of the coins. And yeah, see, originally I'd just been planning to play through the game, and if I got it accidentally, then great. If not, I could show it off in an extra video, but this is actually pretty much the last chance I would have gotten to do it, because I'm fairly sure it doesn't work in World 7, and I'm quite sure it doesn't work in World 8. But anyway, we go down this pipe, and we actually have a boss of sorts. 2 Boomerang Brothers. Nothing we can't handle, though. Beat those guys. And time running out, but you get whatever item the Hammer Brothers would have given you. So, that was an interesting bit of stuff. And our inventory's full again. And we still have 2 items to put in there, not counting the end spade. So let's go ahead and use a fire flower here in 6-6. In 6-6 we find that it's another underground level, and we see spikes again. I think the last level those guys showed up in was 3-7, actually. In fact, now that I think about it, that might be the only level they've shown up in before this one. We also have jumping cheeps, which can be a bit annoying, but there aren't too many of them to have to deal with. Also, I don't know why these blocks bounce, but they do. If you bonk that block, however, you can get a star. And if you want to actually make use of it, you kind of have to hurry, because stars in this game do not last very long. But now we come to my least favorite part of the level. It's the underwater section, because 6-6, unlike 6-5, actually has a lot of water in it. That's basically the main theme of this one, actually, besides being a cave. And you know how I feel about water levels. Also, these cheeps have an easier time to hit, an easier time hitting you than you'd expect them to, because the fact that they bob up and down a little bit instead of just swimming in a straight line means basically there are 2 rows of tiles where you're not safe from them instead of just 1. If they just went in a straight line, like, often you could just have them pass directly over you and you'd be fine. But nope, you have to be a bit more careful about it. Also, apparently you can walk in water that's just 1 tile deep, if there's a platform under it. Also, these blocks bouncing create cut-offness. But yeah, this part is kind of a pain, at least unless you have a power-up like a fire flower. Well, I guess the fire flower is about the only power-up that would help you here. Yeah, this is one of those cases where I do make... one of those rare cases where I do make an exception to not using power-ups against enemies in Mario games. When I'm underwater. I figure that's the only way you actually have to attack enemies underwater. Unlike when you're on land and can jump on them. But in any case, time for some enemies you actually can jump on, or you can jump into them too, that works, except it doesn't actually get rid of them. Wow, that guy's throw timer just got set to something small 3 times in a row. But anyway, Venus Fire Trap, jumping cheap, spike that I'm going to ignore, and pipe. And I'm apparently running out of time. See if I can actually get a star. Okay, good. I was a little bit worried there for a minute. Actually, I'm surprised I started running out of time on that one. The level shouldn't take that long to beat. Okay, Hammer Brother number 2. Wow, twice in a row I hit 3 blocks in a row without actually hitting the Hammer Brother. And we get a star. You guys could have at least given me a good item for that, but oh well. What happens if you use a star in a mushroom house? Actually, let's not. Let's just use a fire flower because I'm small anyway. But anyway, pick a box, its contents will help you on your way. And I'll pick the first one. I think this mushroom house always has hammer suits as well, so I guess I was wrong about that one earlier in the level being the only such mushroom house. But I think every time I've done this episode, or tried to record it anyway, I've picked the first box there, so I don't know if that has any effect on things. I guess it's possible it could be one of the ones that gives you a choice of 3, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, let's see if we can actually do anything with this. Flower. No, we cannot. We have a mushroom wearing a flower hat. Well, I have 99 lives anyway, so it's not like it would have mattered if I had gotten something, but I am so bad at those. Moving on to 6-7, we find that it is another auto-scrolling athletic level. Joy. Also, the main problem with this one is, this is actually... Whoa, that was close. This is actually this world's white mushroom house level. And what the heck just happened? Weird glitch with the donut lifts, I guess? Okay then. I don't actually need to use a power-up on this one because you do get a couple of power-up blocks within the level, but I mentioned that this is the White Mushroom House level. Well, yes it is. It's an auto-scrolling athletic level, and it's the White Mushroom House level, and it's full of donut lifts, and I just screwed myself out of the White Mushroom House, actually. Because the most annoying part about this one being the White Mushroom House level is you actually have to have a fire flower at the end of the level to get all of the coins. The level at least gives you 2 power-up blocks within it so that you can get a fire flower in the level, but if at any time you should happen to get hit, such as with that fire chomp there, then what the crap is going on with those donut lifts? Okay, let's see if we can not suck at this level this time, apparently. Or not glitch the game around screen boundaries or something. Okay, I made it out of that alive. Dangerously, but alive. Okay, anyway, back to talking about the level. This one has the highest coin requirement for any White Mushroom House level in the game. You have to get 78 coins in this one, which actually is all of the coins. You have to get every single coin in this one, which is easier said than done, because besides the fire flower thing, a few of them can be actually a little bit tricky, such as these, which you have to try to get while the screen's scrolling upward, and these 3, which you're likely to die while getting like that. God dang it, I do not like this level. It wouldn't be so bad if you were just playing through it, but trying to get all of the coins is an exercise in frustration, to say the least. Also, I wish you had to have, like, a That was freaking dumb. If I weren't recording, I would go ahead and continue through the level, because then I could get more coins, but I don't want to make you guys sit through any more failure than necessary, so... You know, this is like my 30th take of this part of this world. I don't know why it's taking so long to record this, it just is. I have not gotten past 6-7 successfully once. Well, I think I might have once and then screwed something else. Nice. You know what? I am just going to call it here temporarily. I will see you back when I actually get through this level successfully. Okay, let's do 6-7 right this time. I know I'm ready for it. Like I said before, this one really isn't even that difficult when you're playing through it normally. But trying to play through it successfully and get all of the coins at the same time, that just makes things way more difficult than they have any right to be. I'm also kind of glad I'm not playing this on a real console, because then I'd just be losing lives like crazy. Some of them self-inflicted. I know, I have 94 of the things, but it's the principle of the thing. Okay, got the fire flower, and I'm quite sure that none of those other breakable bricks there have anything in them. Maybe if I can just stay ahead of the scroll a little bit here. Okay, got the 3 I was worried about. As long as I don't make any really dumb mistakes, I should be okay for the rest of the level. Because all of the hard parts are done. Okay, end of the scrolling, and let's progress to the part where I actually need the fire flower. And here it is. Those are coins, but they are coins that are frozen in blocks. Also get rid of that Koopa before he becomes a problem. This is why you needed the fire flower. All of these coins are necessary to collect to beat the level. Or not to beat it, but to get the white mushroom house. And I think that invisible coin there also is necessary, which is kind of a jerk move. But that's all of the coins, and I think we should be good. So if I can get a star... Come on, star. Yes. Now let's hope I can repeat that on 6-8. Okay, yes, white mushroom house, indeed. Or blue mushroom house. And what happens if you use a star in a level that wouldn't have any enemies? I guess we'll find out. Well, I'm not invincible. Hello, you found my shop of strange and wonderful things. Yeah, took me enough time to get here. And I don't even get a good item for it. Get a freaking anchor. Well, as we found out from World 5, anchors actually work even if you're not actually on the stage in question. Or on the castle. Is that end spade game still going back there? Because I'm actually almost at 880,000. So let's go ahead and use that anchor. And then we'll use... what can I get rid of? Well, I still have 6 fire flowers. So, I go from being fiery to being fiery. Okay, well I know there's a mushroom there. Yeah, I just replaced a fire flower with the mushroom, but... I know there's a flower there. And... at least I get some coins out of it. Oh, I knew where the flower was, but it didn't really matter anyway because my inventory is full again. That was actually a very pointless end spade game. But anyway, onto the second fortress of World 6. And it is completely made out of ice. Oh, well, it's an ice world. They had to have an ice-themed fortress in here somewhere, considering there are 3 of them. And this one is a bit tricky because of the slipperiness, of course, and the fact that there are more bottomless pits than your average fortress. Well, I guess they couldn't really put lava in... well, okay, they could put lava in an ice fortress. In Mario games, I'm sure have done it in the past, but they didn't in this case. Double rotodiscs, boos, thwomps that go sideways. This one's throwing everything it can at you, pretty much. But... enter the door, and we're fighting Boom Boom on ice. That shouldn't be a problem because he's still as pathetic as ever. Well, he got one hit in on me, at least. But that's kind of a moot point because I have all these inventory items, so... And I get another end spade. I guess we'll save that for the third part of World 6, because we have one more level to do before I am planning to call it. And that is 6-8, which, for being in an ice world, really is not icy at all. It's another kind of grassland, kind of athletic level. And hey, I guess there are Patuis in this level. I forgot that this one had Patuis. I want to see if there's anything down that pipe. Bye-bye. Okay, that's kind of funny. Didn't realize he could do that with those things. That poor Koopa must be getting such bad motion sickness. But I found out that you can't go down that pipe in any case. I should have tried to pick up the shell when it was doing that. Also, there are a heck of a lot of nipper plants in this one, and I guess more spikes. And more Buster Beetles. It's like the enemies of 6-6 got sick of their cave and decided to move above ground. H. For holy crap, why is there no ice in this one, or something? Okay, if I remember correctly... yeah, that I never found as a kid. Not until I started looking at maps of the levels. So... fling all of the blocks Or at least enough to get rid of these nippers. Yeah, you got 4 with 1. Anything in that block? P switch that does nothing? Oh, here we go. Actually, wasn't sure if I knew that was there. But good thing I had the suit for it. I think, yeah. And we get 3 stars again. Seems like it's been a while since that happened. I only actually needed 3 of those lives, but it's easier to get 5 up than 3 up, or 2 up. So, make of that what you will. So we're almost done with World 6, just have 6, 9, 6, 10, the 3rd fortress, and the castle. And another superfluous end spade game. So with that, I think we've done... Oh yeah, also pipe, forgot to mention that. Yeah, that just takes you over to this pipe, and vice versa. But anyway, as I was saying, I think we've done quite enough for one episode. And to prevent doing that end spade game, I'm going to have to go back through the pipe. So many pipes. So, that's the end of this one. And I will see you next time as we finish World 6.